I was born and raised in St. Paul, and I was the third of 5 children. I came from a close-knit extended family. I learned volunteerism from my mother and my grandmother. We had an intergenerational household, so my grandparents lived with us for many years. In fact, my mother thought it was a good experience that I would go away from home to get educated. We went down to visit, and I remember it being very clean and orderly. I liked that, and I thought Old Main was beautiful. So it was a good first exposure to the campus. I love the diversity of the people, the students, and the professors too. I enjoyed those college years, and I am proud to have been a graduate of MSU. It means a place where I had an opportunity to live apart from my family for the first time, to explore new ideas and mix with people from varied backgrounds. It was a place where some of my ideas were challenged and where I could reassess what I thought I valued. I majored in English. Donna Bellini was wonderful with me. I learned so much from her, but there was Waterman, Otis, Dornberg, Fry, and we talked about literary criticism and did workshopping. They helped me open the doors to my creativity because I knew I wanted to be a writer. I started writing right when I finished at Mankato State. I published for the first time in 1972, and I went from small magazines and newspapers to larger magazines and newspapers. I also started writing a novel. The first draft took me 7 years to write because I was raising 3 children also. I received a master's degree in 1995 in theology from St. Catherine's, which was another wonderful experience. And I still take classes at the Loft today, and I'm working on a collection of short stories now. I was an urgent action letter writer with Amnesty International for 11 years. I worked with the Citizens League and the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce, each on their energy committee. I've been a guardian ad litem, which is a court-appointed advocate for children. In Chicago, I was on a governor's task force for Agent Orange and veterans' medical benefits. When the Peace Corps started in '61, it was a very attractive idea to think about going. I decided that I had half a lifetime's worth of skills, and those skills might be of some use in a developing country. I wanted to be more than a tourist or a business traveler. I wanted to know the challenge of being dropped into a foreign culture and learning my way. I had volunteered for years, and I just thought, well, maybe now it's time to try this 27-month commitment. I was gone from March 2006 to June 2008. I went over as a technical trainer for small business development, and I was put in the town of Iba. I went to the Philippines. I was in the northernmost group of islands and on the island of Luzon, which houses the capital, Manila. And there was a series of 10 talks I developed on such things like bookkeeping and marketing and office safety. Once I started circulating, giving these talks, a small group of tribal leaders came down from the mountain outside of Iba and wanted to hear my talks and wanted to start entrepreneurship up on the mountain. So they invited me up to the mountain, and I went up and I went through their village, and they took me down to the river to see their water supply, and it just dawned on me that they didn't need entrepreneurship, they needed water, a sustainable water system. And I went back up several times, and they finally said, would you help us get a sustainable water system project going? And I said yes. And to see the water system work and to see the impact it had on those people was just thrilling.